like to publicly acknowledge in our report, our update this week, so that everyone knows this, the Federal Education Court of Claims status. Wasn't that long ago that we were worried, and I know the department was very concerned. Some filing of those claims perhaps didn't go as well as we wanted them to, and there was a little less than $200,000 that we were all concerned about, and we had spoken about that, and I know the staff had obviously some uneasiness about that. But in your comments to us this week, you note, and I'd like to acknowledge not only the grant accountant Kim Bagnoni and any other staff members who helped to receive that $180,000, it actually is $180,000 plus claim money that we sought from the state. And I know it took quite a bit of work to do that, but that was a real happy ending. So I think we should acknowledge Kim and the rest of the folks that were involved in that. So we did catch that.
Thank you.
Congratulations. All right, so we'll move on to the board policies and objectives. 6.1 is policy 933, the sexual harassment. Revised, it's on a second reading, so I'll look for a motion on that, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, comments?
Did we have a particular problem with elected officials? Is that why it was included, or was it just because it was an oversight originally?
State law requirement. Yeah, that's
State law.
state requirement.
Okay.
So it wasn't us.
There's something going on I don't know about.
Roll call.
Ms. Wahid?
Aye.
Mr. Stanton?
Aye.
Mr. Anderson?
Aye.
Dr. Finger?
Aye.
Dr. Griffin?
Aye.
Ms. Holland?
Aye.
Mr. Powell?
Aye.
Ms. Shiroka?
Aye.
6.2, policy 916 is use of grants for gifts from external sources and the naming of college facilities and property. It's revised, first reading. Any other comments on that?
This is one of those things that I know educators love procedures, they love policy, they love to write everything down so they can look at it and say, oh, this is what we do, instead of making their own judgments. This is a good policy. I'm going to start off by saying that.
It was hard to know where you're going with
It's just, I think it's a little overboard at times. Like I said, it's very good policy. The part that a little overboard is not naming a building for up to 3 years after the person doesn't work at the college or contribute to the college or dies or whatever. And, you know, we're all adults. You know, just because other colleges do it doesn't mean we have to do it. And I know we take naming buildings very seriously at the College of Lake County. That's why we have the James Lumber Center, we have the Murphy Library, and we have, and it's only the library, it's not the building. And we have the Peterson Reading Room. I think that's the 3 that we've done. So we take it very seriously. To put an arbitrary 3-year period on a naming just seems a little capricious. It's just not necessary. So I would like that section removed.
Well, let's think about that. So what that language does is it puts like a buffer of time. The purpose of that, I just want to think about what the purpose of that is. Is that to prevent some sort of perception of that the building's for sale, or I know we've got federal law doesn't allow living presidents to be on money. You know, if it did, we'd probably see different faces on the dollar bill nowadays. So I don't know if it's capricious. Do you see it? Do you see it as a problem?
Yeah, I do. I mean, for example, James Lumber passing away. He passed away a little bit after 3 years, and you know, thank God he got to live for that period of time, knowing that building was named after him, and really living the honor that it was meant to be. And to have made him wait longer would have taken some of that away. I mean, I could see if you could point out to me that the board has done this like willy-nilly and name everything and go bananas, but we haven't. The history of this board is good people come on this board and take their time and do this. I mean, we're watching this right now in real time with Kobe Bryant. You know, it's a shame he didn't make it to the Hall of Fame, had to wait 3 years for him to be eligible. And that's the way it is. It's just the way, but now we all know he's going to make the Hall of Fame. And there are things going to be named for him right away. And, you know, and the honor is very well deserved. Same thing here. There could be something that happens that is sad or maybe even joyful, and we want to honor somebody. Why put an arbitrary number on how long we have to wait?
Well, sometimes a little time allows history to be understood a little better or a little more fully. But I don't see it as a problem, even if we take the language out.
Yeah, it didn't feel capricious to me, and like you say, I'm not really willing to fall on the sword for it, but I do see the wisdom in sort of having a standard of a waiting period, because things can occur that can be very sensational at the moment, that a couple years down the line you may have, upon reflection, made a different decision. So that may be what the intent of that language is. It doesn't feel limiting to me. It feels like it's kind of a built-in pause.
Yeah, if it was in the Revolutionary War times, we might have a Benedict Arnold Center.
Yeah, that's where I read it to be, you know, to be.
I'm sure that would have been taken away really quickly.
Ken?
Can I just make a comment? I pulled this language together, and it was difficult because when Lori asked us to kick the project off, we just didn't have any guidance. So we read what we could across the country, and there were so few boards that actually had policies, like you're suggesting. They kind of, and so we found a college in Oregon that had what seemed to be a pretty nice model that we drew from, but there's nothing in the language that's really in stone. I really think boards across the country interpret things differently. So we're hoping you just choose this as a starting point and really decide on what you like and what you don't like. It's really, there's no uniform method that I saw as I looked for guidance as we started this
I
project.
mean, even a compromise of, you know, a year or so with the board able to make an exception to that. I like flexibility. I mean, you know, we're both
Yeah.
lawyers, and I know everyone likes rules, but I'm
No, flexibility.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know, was it like administrative procedures that we saw as a draft?
Yes.
Okay. Because that's where I think Rich will go really kind of nutty, because that was pretty specific, right? And on the one hand, I really liked it, because I think having numbers laid out is
Yes.
extremely helpful. But I also love the latitude, and that was my question to Lori, is administratively, are you comfortable feeling like you have enough flexibility so that, God forbid, we have a donor that gives us $500,000 and we go forward with some naming procedure, and later on events are such that we don't want them to be associated with that name, that you're comfortable.
Yeah.
And Lori said you felt comfortable
Yeah,
with
we
the
feel
language.
we've built in the protections.
Yeah, general provision 1 says,
Yeah.
no name will be approved, sustained that will call into question the public respect of the college.
Right,
So
but they
that
had
would
language
take
that after the fact, so if you get
Yeah.
$500,000 and 4 years down the line something odd happens, you have the opportunity to go ahead and make a different decision. Right.
And ironically, I love the general
Absolutely.
provisions. I think you guys did a great job on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
By the way, the administrative team really scaled it back. I had this thing like 80 pages.
Good for you.
They did a nice job of getting it down to the essential core for the board, and they made sure we put what should be in the procedures into the procedures.
Yeah.
So while the college out west that we were using as guidance, at least, I think we struck a nice balance here.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
So is the feedback to remove the 3 years language? Would that be the preference?
And I think we agreed to put a year in there and say, and the board may make an exception.
Upon board review or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Compromise.
Great. That's fine. Thank you. That's great feedback.
All right, let's go on. Thanks for the comments. Approval of the financials, 7.1, resolution approving reimbursement travel, meal, lodging expenses. 7.2, resolution approving ratifying bills, authorizing budget transfers, and accepting monthly financial reports. I'll seek a motion on that, please.
Second?
Comments? Roll call.
Ms. Waheed? Aye. Mr. Stanton?
Aye.
Mr. Anderson?
Aye.
Dr. Finger?
Aye.
Dr. Griffin?
Aye.
Ms. Howland? Mr. Powell?
Aye.
Ms. Shoroka?
Aye.